Hello guys, this is RubyKSingh. I'm with the Real Estate News School. Welcome to this channel. Um, Yesterday morning we talked about, buyers. If this is the best time for them to buy the house, and w- since the interest rates are so low at this time, how they can take advantage of that low interest rates. So today we are talking actually selling for sellers, okay? That the things they should consider when they are planning to sell the house, okay? So why you have to figure out why you want to sell the house at this time, okay? What is the current housing market doing at this time? Since inventory is so low, of course, it's a win for the seller because we know how the you know buyers bidding war going on at this time as we speaking in April 2021. Also, there's like what we have in store for rest of the year for 2021. Um, is the prices gonna fall? Or price is gonna rise. So it's the predictions, right? And so many people they ask me, Ruby, should we wait? Should we buy this house? Because they're also frustrated because it's a bidding war. There's 13, 14 offers on one house and cash prices. So it's kind of tough, and I totally understand what the buyers are going through at this time. And then we also going to talk about the leveraging the equity. Since the prices are so high at this time, if this is a good time to leverage the equity, sell the house and, move somewhere else or buy other house. And then we also will talk about why people are moving this season. And they also ask, should they renovate the house before they sell the house? If they sell now, where will they go? Because even though when they sell the house, they have to buy the house, correct? Like we're talking about California market, it's skyrocketing right now. So if they are selling the house when they are ready to move for a new home, of course, that's gonna be expensive too, right? So that's another question they have in mind, that where they should go. Should they move out of state to somewhere else, after they sell the house, or they should buy something here, but it's everything is still skyrocketing since real estate is very high. And these are the questions seller mostly have in their mind, and that's what they ask me over and over, that what should they do? Because yes, they can take out the equity, and but then they have to move somewhere and buy the house, and of course that market is high too. Uh, they also have a question if you know, they should sell the house with the technology. The technology is um, so, I mean, upfront at this time in today's technology. If this is, they can do it themselves. Then also we will talk about pricing. Okay, pricing, right? That matters too. Reason to hire a real estate, professional, or they should sell it by themselves. So let's talk about, get to the point. We should be talking today why if you're considering selling a house, what is your next option? We know that they're selling your house when the fewest number of homes are available to buy is what put in the driver's seat. So today's high buyer traffic and low inventory of houses for sale. So this power combines makes now the optimal time to sell. So if you're ready, that is if you're ready, you have to think about, you have to plan about, um, about selling it. So whether you want to move up or you want to downsize, here's the breakdown on supply and demand and why this imbalance in the current housing market position this season as the optimal time to make your next move. So we know that it's very buyer high demand at this time. Buyer demand is so strong right now that buyers are active in the market, showing time which track the average number of buyers showing on residential properties. Recently announced that buyer showings are up 51.5% compared to the same time last year. Okay, so and the demand for real estate it's remaining elevated and it continue to be affected by low level of inventory and that's the reason because competition is so high at this time. So on average each home is like getting 50% or more request this year compared to January last year. As we head into a busy season, it's likely will push into even more extreme territory until the supply starts catching up with the demand. So low inventory of houses uh, are on sale at this time. We know that, and that's the reason the demand is so high. So purchaser demand is so high due to the market is running out of the available homes for sale, right? And then nationally, the inventory of homes for sale is actually in January decreased by 42.6% over past year, a high rate of decline compared to 39.6 drop in December. The amounted to 443,000 fewer homes for sale compared to January of last year. According to actually National Association of Realtors also revealed that while home sales are skyrocketing, the inventory of existing homes for sale is continue to drop dramatically. Homes are essentially, selling as fast as they are hitting the market. Below, I made the chart for graph that existing inventory for sale. It's keep increasing. You know, uh, existing home sales. So at the same time, home builders, okay, we have to consider that too. The home builders are increasing constructions this year, but they can't keep up with the growing demand. While reporting on inventory of newly constructed homes, the U.S. Census Bureau notes that seasonally adjusted estimate of new houses for sale at the end of December was 302,000. Okay, that represent a supply of around 4.3 months at the current sales rate. Okay, so what does this mean for you? Right? All these numbers and percentage, what does this mean for you? So if you're thinking of putting your house on the market, I would suggest don't wait, because this market is very hot at this time. And if you're looking to take out the equity, why not? You know, So seller will always negotiate the best deal when demand is high and supply is low, right? Because the balls are in your court. So that's exactly what's happening in the real estate market uh, today. So as we know, in 2021 progress and the pandemic, uh, when it hit, hopefully it falls behind US. There will be more houses coming to the market. This include existing homes, new built homes. So don't wait for that increase in competition in your neighborhood. Now is the time to sell. Bottom line, let's connect today to get your house listed. We can help, or you can contact your local agent also. So expert insight on the current housing market is that in 2020 the housing market surged with activity. Today's real estate expert project that strength to continue through 2021, right? The housing market is surprisingly keep going up since 2020, and the positive trend will continue this year. We know as of April, um, the demands are very high. Home sales in 2021 are expected to rise by around 10%, and the home will climb, but I expect more moderate increase than we've seen a break for first-time home buyer because of the mortgage rates, right? We talked about that yesterday morning. So mortgage rate will continue to be a favorable, staying at a near historic low, um, 3% on average, seems like this year so far. The labor market will strengthen, especially as vaccines become widely available and life moves towards normal, right? So while today's rates are low and they are relatively stay low, right? They're forecasting to rise going into the next year maybe. But this means 2021 could be the best chance for home buyer to secure such a low rate in a recent article by Freddie Mac. So the average 30-year rate mortgage is expected to 2.9% in 2021, 3.2% in 2022. As long as we continue to see low mortgage rates this spring, we'll see hopefully a buyer on hunt for their dream homes, right? So by any historic standard, today's mortgage rates remain historically low and will continue to boost house buying power, and the demand is keep robusting, right? Okay, so the challenge, however, is the lack of homes available for sale at this time. With that in mind, all eyes are on homeowner to see if they will sell this spring, right? To continue, or they should continue waiting. Okay. Some people will feel comfortable listing their home during the first half of 2021. Others will want to wait until the vaccines are widely distributed, right? So with buyers staying active this spring, sellers who want to close a deal on best possible terms, they shouldn't wait to put their house on the market. Okay. What is the bottom line? Bottom line is experts agree the spring housing market would potentially are bigger than ever. Let's connect today, and if you have any questions regarding that. Uh, of course, that's the reason, low inventory is is a win for the sellers, right? Because real estate is continue to be called a bright spot in the current economy. But as we established, there is one thing that may hold the housing market back from achieving its full potential this year. which is the lack of homes for sale. Okay, the National Association of Realtors explains that total housing inventory at the end of January amounted to 1.4 million units, down to 1.9 from December and down 25.7 from 1 year ago. It's like 1.40 million. So unsold inventory sits at 1 to 9 months supply at current sales pace, equal to December supply, down from 3.1 month, right? Amount recorded in January 2020. So NAR began, which is National Association of Realtors, was began tracking the single family home supply in 1982. Okay, according to NAR, National Association of Realtors, right now unsold inventory sits at 1.9 months supply at the current sales pace. To have a balanced market in which there are enough homes for sale to meet buyer demand, the market needs 6 months of inventory. Today we are nowhere near the number. Okay, if these trends continue, it will get even harder to find a house to purchase. That may slow down potential buyer. So with buyer active in the market and the seller participation lagging, homes are selling quickly, and the total number available for sale at any point of time continue to drop lower. Okay. So when looking at the maps from NAR Realtor Confidence Index survey, it's clear to see that the strong buyer traffic far outpace weaker seller market, right? Uh, it's like California is very, very strong at this time. So in essence, many more people are interested in buying than selling, making it hard for buyer to find a house. That's why it's the bidding war is going on at this time. When this happens, sellers have the upper hand in the negotiation because some buyers are willing to offer 100 grand over or 50 grand over, right? The asking price. So realtors are reporting an average 3.7 offers per house and an increase in bidding wars, it meaning that the demand is so high, and now is the perfect time that sellers are taking advantage for their most favorable terms. What is the bottom line? Bottom line is, if you're considering selling your house, this is, of course, a good time. You know, you can definitely take advantage of the equity uh, in the market in your local area. So, what next we will talk about, what does 2021 have in store for home prices? People ask Ruby, should we wait? I mean, because every offer we put in the house, somebody else come and they put 50,000, 100,000 more, and of course, seller is gonna consider uh, with the higher one, right? So according to the latest CoreLogic home price insight report throughout the nationwide, home values increased by 10% over the last 12 months. The dramatic rise happened when the inventory of house for sale reached historic low. At the same time, buyer demand skyrocketing as a result of record of low mortgage rates, right? Um, which I explained all that in yesterday morning. So where will home value go in 2021? Home prices appreciating in 2021 will continue to determined by an imbalance of supply and demand. Okay, If supply remain low and demand is high, prices will continue to increase, right? Making it great time to sell the house. So housing supply, according to Realtor.com, we are entering in 2021 with approximately around 443,000 fewer homes for sale than were a year ago. However, there's some speculation that the inventory crush will ease somewhat as we move through the new year for two season as a health crisis subside and more homeowners will be comfortable uh, putting their house on the market. And number two is some household impact financially by the pandemic will be forced to sell, right? So housing demand, in addition, low mortgage rates have driven buyer demand over the last 12 months. According to Freddie Mac, rates stood like 3.72 at the beginning of 2020. We started 2021 with the rates one full percentage point lower than that. Okay, low rates create a great opportunity for home buyer, which is one reason why demand is expected to remain high throughout the year. Okay. So taking into consideration the projection on the housing market and housing supply and demand, real estate analyst forecast homes will continue to appreciate in 2021. Right? It's not slowing down. It's you know because the competition is so high at this time. Uh, so it's not slowing down, but the appreciation may be to a steadier pace than last year. Here are some forecasts that, it's 5.9% actually higher than last year. So bottom line, there's still a very limited number of homes for sale compared to demand purchase looking to buy them. As a result, home value will continue to appreciate, making this season up, you know, time to sell the house, right? That people who want to take advantage of the equity in their house and demand is so high. So leveraging your equity to make a move, right? According to latest data from CoreLogic, as of third quarter of 2020, the average homeowner gained 17,000 in equity over past year. Okay, and the number continues to grow as home value are appreciating so high. The graph is that it's like if you purchase a home for 300,000 home in January of this year, based on the projection of home appreciation, you would potentially gain an expectation of 54,000, um, over 54,000 in equity over next five years just by being in the home, you know. But again, it's a real estate prediction. We don't know, right? So if you're thinking, if you're thinking of moving, remember that, as a homeowner, you may have more equity in your house than you realize. Okay, using it to make a move to your new home while interest rates are still low may be the best decision you could make. And as homeowners gain equity in their homes, they are more likely to consider using their equity to purchase a larger or more attractive home. The wealth effect of rising equity in today's housing market, it's fast rising. Demand against the supply, and the supplies, we know that it's very limited. Homes for sale has resulted in continued house pricing, appreciation. So whether if you're ready to move up or into a larger home, or downsizing into smaller home, you know, um, these are the facts you have to consider. Um, that if you are in the position um, to move somewhere else, okay. So we know that why people are moving, because today's America's Americans are moving for a variety of reasons. Some are moving for a current health crisis has truly reshaped uh, the lifestyle and our needs, right? The pandemic, it definitely affected so many people. They are spending extra time where they are currently living in, and enabling many people uh, to reevaluate, what home ownership mean, what they find most important in a home. According to actually 2020 annual national movers study for customer who cited COVID-19 as an influence on their move in 2020. The top reason associated with COVID-19 were concern for personal and family health, and well-being of their family, and they have a more desire to be closer to their loved ones, their family, because of, we all know that the COVID, it definitely changed people's lives. Um, they moved due to either employment status. That's also, pandemic is affecting so much on employment too, or their work arrangements, including ability to work remotely. And so, 53% desire a lifestyle change from 2020 in their life, in the quality of their life. It definitely affected them.